Toxic people don't respect kindness. They test it, they push it, they look at how much you tolerate, and that becomes your value. If someone keeps crossing your lines, it's not because they don't understand you, it's because they've measured you. And today, I'm going to show you the shift that changes how toxic people see you instantly. Most people try to earn respect from toxic individuals. They explain more, they argue more, they defend themselves more. That's the mistake. Toxic people don't respond to explanations, they respond to consequences. And the shift I'm about to show you isn't loud, it's quiet. But the moment you make it, their behavior changes. Toxic people feed on reaction. They say something sharp, they provoke, they criticize, then they watch. They're not just speaking, they're measuring. If you explode, they win. If you over-explain, they win. If you defend yourself emotionally, they win. Because now they control your state. Calm is power. When they expect anger and get silence. When they expect emotion and get stillness. When they expect chaos and get control. Their script breaks. You don't need a speech. Sometimes the strongest response is, okay, or nothing at all. Still face, neutral tone, short answers. You just remove their leverage. And when someone realizes they can't move you emotionally, respect begins. But controlling your reaction is only the surface. Because toxic people don't stop testing just because you stayed calm once. Most people try to correct toxic behavior with communication. I don't like how you talk to me. That hurt me. You always do this. You're still negotiating. Toxic people argue with words, but they understand access. Access to your time, access to your energy, access to your availability. The moment disrespect equals reduced access, everything shifts. They text drama, you respond less. They try to argue, you disengage. They cross a line, you shorten the interaction. No announcement, no lecture, just adjustment. Because here's the truth. You teach people how to treat you by what you continue to allow. And when access changes, perception changes. But this is where most people hesitate. They feel guilty. They feel mean. So let me ask you something. Have you ever stayed available to someone who kept disrespecting you? If that's happened to you, write access in the comments. Because awareness is the first shift. Now here's the deeper layer. Reducing access works, but if you don't fix your boundaries internally, they'll test you again. Toxic people push where there is hesitation. If your no sounds unsure, they push. If your boundary comes with apology, they push. If your limits change depending on mood, they push. Boundaries must be calm, clear, short. I'm not doing that. That doesn't work for me. I'm not continuing this conversation. No over-explaining, no defending, no emotional charge. The calmer you are, the stronger it lands. Because emotional boundaries look negotiable. Calm boundaries look final. And toxic personalities respect finality. They don't respect kindness alone. They respect structure. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Boundaries without consequences are just suggestions. And that's where most people collapse. Toxic people study patterns. If every time they cross a line nothing happens, you've trained them. If every time they disrespect you, you stay, you've trained them. But if every time they cross a boundary you reduce access, consistency builds respect, not intensity. You don't need to explode once. You need to respond the same way every time. Disrespect to distance, drama to disengagement, manipulation to silence. No speeches, no warnings, just predictable consequence. And when they realize your response is no longer emotional, it's structural, they adjust. Because unpredictability creates chaos, but consistency creates power. Now here's where the real shift happens. Everything we've talked about so far is external, but the deepest shift is internal. Toxic dynamics survive on one thing, your need. The need to be understood, the need to be validated, the need to win the argument, the need to prove you're right. The moment you no longer need their approval, your posture changes, your tone changes, your patience changes. Because now you're not trying to convince, you're deciding. That's the shift. You stop asking, how do I make them treat me better? And start asking, why am I tolerating less than I deserve? Toxic people sense this immediately. Because when someone no longer needs them emotionally, control disappears and respect replaces control. Not because they admire you, but because they can't manipulate you anymore. And here's the final truth. The shift that makes toxic people respect you instantly is not aggression. It's not dominance. It's emotional independence combined with consistent consequence, calm reaction, reduced access, clear boundaries, predictable action, zero need for approval. When those align, your energy changes. And toxic people respond to energy faster than words. They stop pushing as much. They stop testing as often. They calculate differently around you. Not because you argued better, but because you became harder to move. And here's what you need to understand. This shift is not about changing them. It's about changing your position in the dynamic. Once your position changes, their behavior adjusts, or they leave. Either way, you win. Now I want you to think carefully. Which one of these shifts do you struggle with most? Is it controlling your reaction, reducing access, setting boundaries, or letting go of approval? Write it in the comments. And remember, toxic people don't respect who explains the most. They respect who moves the least. And once you master that shift, you won't need to demand respect. It will become automatic.